Hello everybody, welcome back to SSB Crack Exams. I am Anuradha, and in this particular session we are going to see the latest questions that have been asked in SSB personal interview related to the Indian Navy. So if you're going for the Indian Navy direct entries, or for that matter you have taken the written defense exams and you have chosen Indian Navy as your first preference, then in Navy SSBs most probably these questions will be asked. So these are most frequently asked questions, and I would suggest you to prepare these questions as well. Now before we start knowing these questions, what these questions are or were, we should know first of all what is personal interview, how it is conducted in SSB, and then what are the things that you should avoid doing in your personal interview. So let's look into knowing what is personal interview all about. Now the dress code for the personal interview should be strictly formal. Personal interviews do not have any fixed days in SSB. It can be conducted on any of the 3 days after the tests of that day are over. However, the timing of your personal interview will be intimated to you one day before. Now in the personal interview, only you and the interviewing officer will be there sitting face to face in an interview room. So the interviewing officer will look at your PIQ form, which is Personal Information Questionnaire form, and on the basis of the data that you have provided in the form, he or she will ask you different questions related to your family, academics, your participation in sports and extracurricular activities, your hobbies and interests, your responsibilities, and also questions related to general knowledge, including the armed forces, current affairs, and so on. The duration of the personal interview varies between 10 minutes and 1 hour. However, the duration of the personal interview will not matter and will not decide the chance of your getting recommendation. Now, let us know what common mistakes candidates make in this personal interview and what you should avoid. Going unprepared. Don't think that this is a question answer session, that some questions will be asked and you will be answered, because hidden in your answers are certain qualities which the interviewing officer will try to decode, and if you're not able to answer the questions correctly, then your qualities will not come out and he or she will not understand. So make sure you're going prepared beforehand. Being dishonest. So you may think that interviewing officer को क्या पता चलेगा, क्या वो मेरे घर जाके पता लगाएंगे? No, he or she will not. But the interviewing officer will understand by asking different questions, and sometimes it may also happen unconsciously that you give real answers to some of the questions, putting your guard down unconsciously. So in that way, he or she will understand that you have talked about this particular matter in a false manner. So always be honest and frank. Being self-contradictory. So it's a big no-no in the personal interview. So make sure that whatever answers you're giving, you're constant. Using too many non-verbal gestures. So make sure that you are checking your body language well beforehand. Do not use hand gestures. Sit straight. Do not lean back or lean in. Your hands should be on your knees and the legs should be parallelly on the floor. Also keep a slight smile on your face. Maintain eye contact and do not shrug your shoulders or fidget with your belongings or with your fingers or anything else. Being distracted during the interview, and again it's a big risk to take, so always concentrate and focus on the interview that you are at present. Don't think about what you have done in the past and what you're going to do next. Being impatient. So no matter how long the interview goes, do not lose your patience. You have to be patiently there, concentrated, focused, and keep on answering the questions sportively. Folding your arms and fidgeting with your fingers or anything, again this is a very bad body language. Don't ever practice it. Stooping or leaning back. Again, if you're stooping, it will show that you have an aggressive nature. If you're leaning back, it will show your, passive nature or your disinterest in the interview. So these are certain things that you should check and not commit in the actual personal interview. Now we will look into some of the Indian Navy related questions that have come recently in the SSB personal interview, so that you can also start preparing these answers for. What are the different categories of ships that Indian Navy has and what are their roles? Tell me the names of at least 5 ships of each category. What are the different categories of submarines that Indian Navy has and what are their roles? What is the organizational structure of Indian Navy? Tell me the rank structure of Indian Navy officers starting from the lowest most rank. Tell me about the features of IAC-1 Vikrant. Which was the latest submarine to be commissioned in the Indian Navy? How has Made in India fared out with regards to Indian Navy? What are the improvements you think could be made in the next IAC? Tell me about the important military operations conducted by the Indian Navy. How many commands does Navy have and where are they located? If IAF already has a large number of fighter jets, why does Navy need a separate one? What are your views on theaterization of the forces? How are merchant navy and Indian Navy different? How do you think Indian Navy protects such huge waterways? Other than the military operations, how does the Navy contribute to the nation? Tell me about the recent military exercises of the Indian Navy. Why is Indian government spending on nuclear powered submarines even though the diesel ones have proven themselves from time to time? What is Blue Water Navy and what is India doing towards becoming one? Tell me about Marine Commandos. So you should know the questions, the answers of all these important questions that are frequently asked and have been asked recently in the Navy SSBs, okay, specifically for persons going for Indian Navy. So now if you want to prepare more for the SSB personal interview, I would suggest you to download an app from the Google Play Store, get yourself enrolled into SSB Interview online course, and then visit the SSB personal interview section and go through the lectures and study materials that have been provided for your preparation. Also, if you want to prepare for SSB interviews which are there throughout the year, you could also get 1 year full access to the SSB interview course. Not only that, every month you can also participate in our live classes and keep yourself updated on the loop and keep yourself getting improved every time, every month, so that you can give your very best in your upcoming SSB interviews. If you're preparing for any other written defense exams as well, we have provided defense written courses for your benefit, which are available all through the app. So what you need to do is straight cut. You have to download our SSB Crack Exams learning app from the Google Play Store, get yourself enrolled into any course of your choice, and use the code Warrior10 to get an extra 10% off on any of the courses. So that was it from my side. I hope that the session has been quite helpful and informative for you. I will see you next with some more interesting sessions related to your SSB interview preparation. Till then, stay tuned with us and always stay positive and motivated. Jai Hind.
अगर आप एक डिफेंस एस्पिरेंट हैं और एसएसबी इंटरव्यू, एनडीए, सीडीएस, एफकैट जैसे एग्जाम्स के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं तो आप एसएसबी क्रैक एग्जाम्स के कोर्स को चेक करना ना भूलें। आप हमारी लर्निंग एप्लीकेशन को गूगल प्ले स्टोर से भी डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं।